In our last video, the Megaminx looked like this. Today, we want it to look like this. Mission log, day 3. Space pirates. We encountered ruthless men who roam the galaxy, searching for easy prey. The pirates illegally docked to a nearby spaceport, then stole the data from that port. To keep from being pursued, they disabled the spaceport controls and escaped. The neighboring spaceport deployed a security ship and set a course to pursue the pirates. Finally, the security ship used a tractor beam to lock onto the pirates and pull the pirates back to base. Once at base, security did a space jump to dock with the pirates and seize their ship. The pirate ship is towed back to the nearest spaceport and thrown in the brig. So let's find those pirates and put them in the brig. So you're going to hold the Megaminx like this with the white side towards you. This is the space station again, and of course these are the spaceports once again. In between the spaceports is this space. This is the brig. This is the ship's prison or jail. Right now, we're going to say that is empty because we know that since this is purple, this is yellow, that the pirate that goes here in the brig is going to be purple and yellow. And who's going to guard this brig, this jail? But security. Right below the brig is security. This is the ship that will fly up and chase the pirate and bring him in the brig. Let's find a pirate. We're looking at the purple and yellow spaceports. So we know that the pirate that goes in this brig has to be purple and yellow. So let's find him. Where is he? Okay, here we go. This is the pirate. He's got purple and yellow in him. Let's bring him to the top. It's easier to deal with him when he's at the top. And let's turn this back around so we can see. So he's at the top here. And we have those spaceports. We know he's going to match up to one of these spaceports. Let's turn him around. Okay, so he matches to the yellows. You see, if we took him to the purple, he doesn't match. We try out the yellow. Yes, he does. So, really, he doesn't really go there. He goes here. But since it looks like he goes there, he's able to hack the system, steal the data, disable the spaceport, steal space credits. There's even some loose Roku remotes. They take those too, and then they make a run for it. So if you were trying to run from this area, what would you do? Would you run this way and risk this spaceport finding out and attacking you or capturing you? No. If you were right here and you stole this data, you would run this way. And so he's running to the right. So the pirate has stolen the data, deactivated the port, and now is making a run for it. Well, security has been alerted. Security needs to come up here to the same level as the pirate so we can go get him. But how do we move him up there? We can move this purple port up to move him up there, or we can move the yellow side to move him up there. But which port is going to do it? Remember, the yellow one was just disabled from the pirate. So it has to be the purple that does it, which is always going to be the furthest side. So he's over here, and it's going to be the furthest spaceport that comes up. And now security is on the same level as the pirate. So what happens? They go into a chase. Now they are in this chase. This spaceport has done its job by letting out that security, so it's going to return to the station. Okay, and during this chase, now security has issued a tractor beam and locked on to that pirate. So it starts pulling him back to base. You can see security is now back in this base area, and he feels confident enough to make a space jump to arrest and seize that ship. So we're going to do that jump. Now he's actually arrested him, and he's attached and docked to that pirate ship. Now he can actually tug him back to the nearest spaceport, which would be this yellow one, which just happens to be the one that he stole the data from. Now that he's inside this spaceport, the whole port can pivot back into the space station. And now you can see that the pirate is in the brig. In the last example, the pirate attached to the right spaceport. In this example, it's going to attach to the left spaceport, just so you can see it's pretty much the same moves. So let's look for the pirate. We know the pirate has to be red and green because he's going to go inside this brig. So let's look for the red and green pirate. Just turn here. There he is, red and green. To make it easier to get him over there, let's put him to the top. Now he's at the top. Turn back, so he's back here. What do? We know he's going to match up to one of these. So let's spin him and get him over here. It does not match up to the green one, but he does match up to the red port, which is on the left. You can see it's the same story. If you stole data from this port, what would you do? You wouldn't come back this way and have to pass this other port and risk capture. You would go away from both ports, which is over there. So the pirate has run away, and now we're going to bring up security from the furthest spaceport, the one that has not been disabled by the pirate. Okay, now the security ship is on the same level as the pirate, so they're going to have a chase. Now this port can return back to the space station. He doesn't know when they're going to return, and he did his job by letting the security out. Okay, so he's been returned to the space station. Meanwhile, the security sends out a tractor beam to the pirate and starts pulling him back to base. Now that security is at base, he can feel confident to do a space jump, like so, and now he's docked with that pirate ship. Now he can just pull that pirate ship to the nearest spaceport. Now that they're docked with the spaceport can pivot back into the space station. And look at that, the pirate is now in the brig. Coming up, I'm going to show you some issues that you're going to run into, and I'm also going to walk through an example, all 5 pirates being put into their brig. Be brave, scramble your Megaminx. If you can solve all the way to finding all the pirates and bring your cube to this point, and you can do it in under 5 minutes, then go ahead, like the video, subscribe to the channel, then go to the description and click on Day 4. So whenever you're doing this story, the pirate has to be on the top for the story to start. So we know in this story we have the yellow and blue pirate going in this brig. So above it, at this top area, the yellow and blue pirate needs to be there. So where is he? But what if he is actually way down over here? And it really doesn't matter because we're not going to mess up any of the Megaminx of what we've done so far as long as he's not in an actual brig. So if he's down here, let's just move him up. It's not a big deal. And now he's at the top. And he will match up to one of those spaceports. Now, if he is in a brig, in the wrong brig, I'm going to go over that issue here in a moment. But for now, if he's off to the side, you just move him to the top like this, and you'd solve it like normal. Just like we showed before, he's matched up, he steals the data, he makes a run for it away from the spaceports. The furthest spaceport pulls the security up to the top. This security then chases him. The spaceport returns back to the station, and then the security sends out a tractor beam and pulls him back to base. Now that security is at base, he's confident and does a space jump to arrest that pirate ship and then tow him back to the nearest spaceport. Then they go back into the space station. What do you do if the wrong pirate is in the brig? Here we have a blue and red pirate, and it's in the brig that belongs to the purple and yellow. So it's in the wrong brig. Or what if this was the purple and yellow, but it was backwards, and the purple was on this side and the yellow was on this side? Either way, in both cases, you need to remove them from the brig. So what do we do? How do we remove them from the brig? Well, I just want to add a little tip here. Is you may not have to. If you do the other pirates first, there's a chance that this one will come out of the brig on its own. For instance, if you happen to find the purple, for instance, look, I see it right here, yellow and purple pirates here. So if you just placed him in here, this pirate would be removed automatically because of those moves. But if you really can't do that in a situation and you have to remove him, then I'm going to show you how to do it. All you have to do in this case is to pretend that, let's say this one, this gray and beige one, let's just pretend this one is the pirate. So for now, we're going to call this our pirate, or our fake pirate. And that'll get him out of the brig. So let's take our fake pirate. He steals the data. He runs away from those ports. Security is sent up. So here's security. He chases him. This port goes back down. He sends out a tractor beam, pulls him back to base. And then what happens? Now that he's at base, he does a space jump to arrest. Now he's attached to that beige one, and he tows him back to the nearest port, and they go back into the space station. So now that beige one is in that spot, so we're pretty much calling that an empty brig right now, and we freed up this one that didn't go there, and now that one can be placed in the correct brig. Okay, let's do a full example of mission log day 3, where we find all the pirates. Let's do this one first. We're looking at yellow and blue. So we know in this brig, it's going to be a pirate that is yellow and blue. Let's look for him, and it looks like he's already on top, so that is actually good. So let's swing him over. He's matching to the yellow side. So he steals the data from that port, goes away from that area. The furthest port comes up to bring security. Security is now on the same level as that pirate, so he chases him. This port now has done its job, so it returns to the station. Meanwhile, the security sends out a tractor beam and pulls him back to base. Now that he's at base, he does a space jump, docks with him, and then pulls him back to the spaceport. And they go back into the space station. Let's find another one. Here is purple and yellow. So now we're looking for the purple and yellow. It's also on top, which is nice. So let's swing him over. And he's matched up to the purple. So he steals the data, makes a run for it. The furthest port comes up. Now that he's on the same level, he chases him. This port returns back to the station. Meanwhile, the security sends out a tractor beam, pulls him back to base. Now that security is back at base, he feels confident to do the space jump. Then he tows him to the space port that he comes to. Then they go back into the space station. Okay, we're looking at purple and green. Purple and green. Okay, he's actually right here. So he's in the wrong, this is a good example. Purple and green is in the wrong brig. It's in this red and green brig. So we're going to ignore him because it's not efficient to just pull him out right now. It's better that we just move on to the next one. We're looking for the red and blue pirate. Red and blue. Okay, he's over here. So we can just move him over there to the red and blue. Okay, now he's at the top of red and blue. Swing him over, and he's matched up to the blue port. So he's going to run away from that. This side's going to come up to bring security to chase him. They're going to start chasing. This port goes back down. Meanwhile, he has that tractor beam where he pulls him back. And then now he does the space jump to arrest him, and he tows him to the nearest port. Then they go down. And so guys, if you just walk through the story a few times, you'll see you can actually do it pretty fast. And I can speed up a little bit here if you want to see that. You'll get the motion of it and realize it's really not as clunky as I'm making it look. I'm just trying to go slow enough so you guys understand what's going on. And again, you can speed up or slow down the video as a reminder using YouTube settings. So let's find the red and green, there he is, red and green pirate. Take him to the top. Now that he's above us, we spin him to this right side where he matches with the green. steals the data, makes a run for it. This security goes up, chases him. This goes back down. He brings him with the tractor beam, remember? Then he arrests him, brings him over, it goes down. Okay, and with the green and purple pirate, where is he? He's over here. Spin him around. Now he's on top. Matched up with the purple. Which way does he go? He goes away from those ports. Bring up security. He chases him. This one goes down. Over here, arrest, go in. Okay, so now we found all the pirates. Be brave. Scramble your Megaminx. If you can solve all the way to finding all the pirates and bring your cube to this point, and you can do it in under 5 minutes, then go ahead, like the video, subscribe to the channel, then go to the description and click on Day 4.
Stop the battle within your soul. You know it's all in your head. Being sad doesn't make you smart. It seems your heart just needs a fresh start.